Hello, I'm Bood FM and welcome to the channel and welcome to Rebuilding Valencia, another club in the rebuilding series. It's a series I've carried over from FM19 into FM20 because I love it so much. Getting to try out different teams in a few different countries, trying out different players. It's a lot of fun because I'm normally a long-term save kind of guy, so these short saves when I'm doing 3 years, I think it's brilliant. It's a lot of fun, honestly. Really enjoying it. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this part of the series with Valencia, and if you do, don't forget, smash the like button. If you're brand new, feel free to subscribe, go and check out the rest of my content. Hopefully stick around for my new content, and if you want to help the channel out a little bit more, you can always pledge to my Patreon. You'll find that and the link to that down below, and the link to quite a few things down below. But I think we quit the talking because I've got a lot of explaining to do in episode 1. I want to tell you why I've chosen Valencia and why I'm so excited to get going with Valencia. Let's get into it. Now, when this series initially started on FM19, it was about bringing back fallen giants, big teams that have come away and not been winning anything for a while. And then since then, I've kind of deviated and had some fun with smaller teams, which is great. But I wanted to go back to the core of the series originally and try out Valencia, because back in the early noughties, around like 2001, 2, 3, I used to play a lot, well I still play a lot of Football Manager, but I used to play a lot with a friend of mine called Dave, and my other friend Jamie, who you might have seen in a couple of episodes I've made in the past called I Hate Football Manager. He's the guy who hates the game. He played one season with us. Now, me and my friend Dave was always Real Madrid. I was always Barca, he was always Real Madrid. We'd have battles. And then Jamie came on one year and picked the third best team, who were Valencia, and he beat us. One season, he beat us. He always wins. I don't know how. He don't even like the game. And I remember around that time how good Valencia were. They got to Champions League finals, although they didn't win. I remember when they had Rafa Benitez as the manager, and they won 2 titles and the Europa League as well. So, you know, they had all this success, and they were, in my eyes, the third best team. Now, I know they're still a big club. I know they're still up there, but you've got other teams that have come about now. Atletico Madrid are big, you know, Sevilla, teams like that. So I just wanted to put Valencia back on top. I wanted to try in 3 seasons and see if I could either win them that Champions League or win them a La Liga. But I had no idea what state the club was in. Honestly, I've not paid any attention to La Liga for a long time. I had no idea what players they had, anything. So it was all quite new, fresh and exciting. And there you can see the 2 titles in 2003-4, 2001 and 2. They won 2 out of 3. And since then, they've come third quite a few times, to be fair, which is great. Don't get me wrong, that's really good. And they finished 4th last year, which means they're in the Champions League this year. History-wise, they've got a proud history. Nowhere near as successful as Real Madrid or Barcelona, but no one is in Spain. But 6 titles, European Cup Winners' Cup, 3 Europa Leagues, a couple of Super Cups, so 8 Spanish Cups as well, which is awesome. The Copa del Rey, whatever they call it. So, you know, they've got a good history. It's a big club, and I mean, I think it's really big. If we look at the facilities, you'll know they play at the Mestalla, right? It's a 55,000 seat stadium. It was built in 1923, and I think it's brilliant. Although there are some seats in parts of the stand where the stand looks like it's like that, doesn't it? And it looks like you'd be shit. You're going to fall off, but they're not going to be here much longer, because if you go down to the bottom, they're due to move into the new Mestalla, or the Nouveau. I'm guessing that means new. A 75,000 seat stadium, and it is absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be the best stadium in Spain. I mean, it looks beautiful. Valencia is beautiful. What a place to live and play football and be a manager. So the next 3 seasons are going to be class. Now, you know me, maybe you don't, but if you do, you know I like to get money affiliates. Well, we've got one at the minute. We've got one in Japan, which is cool. I want to get another one, and that's going to be my aim. But even though we've got a famous billionaire owner who's part owns Salford City, doesn't he, with Gary Neville. He's mates with Gary Neville. We've got 40 million in the bank. I've only got 12 to spend. Now, obviously, the game updates the transfer. So let's have a look at what transfers Valencia made this season. Well, they've actually done quite a lot of deals this year. They spent 65 million this summer, but they did get 35 back. They sold Netto, the cheap supermarket, to Barcelona. Do you remember Netto? You might not remember. If you're too young, you might not remember Netto. It's like the original Aldi and Lidl. Simeone Zaza sold to Torino for a bit, and then the rest are not really anything to worry about. But they did bring in quite a bit. Jasper Killison for Barcelona. I wonder if that's part of the same deal. I don't know. They spent quite a bit on players I'm not 100% on, because I don't play often in Spain at all. So I'm not clued up on a lot of Spanish players, a lot of Spanish football. So again, this is something I was excited to do. It felt fresh and new, you know. So I'm obviously really going to have to work with the squad I've got. I might be able to bring our player in. And we're in the Champions League. So I'm hoping I've got a decent team. At the beginning of the game, you don't know, do you, until you start. Sometimes you don't know until you get on the pitch and start playing, you know, what kind of players you've got. Because sometimes a player can look shit and they're brilliant for you. And vice versa, you know. So the board wants to qualify for the Champions League again. I can see that being, you know, a good challenge. Champions League gets our first knockout. Stay in that, not going to win it. Just we can stay in it as long as we can and accumulate as much money as possible for next year. A lot of the time when these rebuilds, the real rebuilding starts in the second season, doesn't it? So hopefully we can do that. Spanish Cup 5th round, Spanish Super Cup. Spanish Super Cup. All right. See, I don't pay any attention to Spanish football. I haven't done for a couple of years, so I didn't realise. Valencia won the cup. They beat Barcelona. I think that's brilliant. So we are cup holders at the minute, so they're in a good place really, top 4, and they won a trophy, so they're on the way back. Because recently, I'll be honest with you, even though I've not paid much attention to Valencia, if you ask me about them, I'd probably say when they get a good player, they sell them on instead of trying to keep them. But that's cool. But why is there 4 teams in it? I don't know the rules. I love you guys. You always help me out when I don't know something. So I'm guessing, I don't know, that the semi-finalists of the cup go into the Spanish Super Cup now. Because I don't remember that happening. So maybe that's a new rule. Let me know if you know. But they were founded in 1919. Obviously, I think Valencia is a beautiful place. I'd love to go. We've got a lot of season ticket holders. Our base rivals are Real Madrid, although I don't know if it's mutual, and Levante, local. So that's probably our proper derby, even though we ain't got an official derby. Got Barcelona, Villarreal, Sevilla, and them at the end. Historic. So yeah, honestly, can't wait to get going. Just don't expect too many transfers. Now, if you're brand new to my channel and the series, you won't know this, but if you've been watching this year, you'll know my idea was to look at squads and then go and try and find a tactic in Steam that suits my squad, that I've heard good things about maybe, or has got a good rating, and then also like highlight the guys who do these tactics, because I ain't got the time to test tactics anymore. I've got to play a lot. I play a lot of this game. Got to edit, make videos. There's certain bits you have to forget about, and I enjoy this, letting other people do the hard work of the tactic, and then you use it and you have fun with it, don't you? And there's some amazing ones out there, but I want to highlight them people, give something back. So I don't make the tactics available. If you want them, you're gonna have to go to Steam yourself and find the guy. Now we're going to be using, I think it's called Sevens, Clopidola 4-2-3-1 attacking tactic. Now I've heard great things about it. I've actually seen a lot of people talk well of it, and I thought I'll keep that in the back of my mind and we'll use it at some point. I like the idea of these two morphing together. I don't know if it will. We'll see. But it's got a 5-star rating out of 319 votes, and it's the most subscribed to tactic on Steam. So I mean, I'm not going to talk about it. I want to force you into testing it. You watch my series and see how it works for me. And if you think that looks good, maybe you'll go and check it out. I mean, I've never heard of Seven, so I've never come across him before. So I don't know if he's got good history. But it's apparently attacking football, possession football, entertaining football, high-tempo pressing football. Sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? And this is what it looks like. And also, it's got a role in it I never use. If you've ever watched my, especially if you've been here since the very beginning of my channel, you'll know I used to always use 4-4-2s. Every tactic I've ever used, if it's mine or someone else's, I've never had an AMC. I've never used that. There's a whole kind of player in Football Manager since FM16 and my YouTube debut that I've never touched because I never need them. So this was going to be cool. Trouble is, I didn't look at the squad. I just assumed. This Valencia, it's Spain. They all play like this, don't they? They all have that kind of player. Yeah, not Valencia. So I had to make one deal, and I made one deal. This kid, Javier Pastore, that's what I call him. Probably not how you pronounce it. He's been around for ages now. He used to boss it at Paris Saint-Germain. We've got him from Roma. He was up for sale. I've managed to pay him 10 million, and there's going to be 10 million add-ons, and he's instantly worth 30. Now, he is 30. I very rarely buy 30-year-olds, but there was no kids on loan that were good enough. Anyone young and good enough. I needed someone now. I wanted an instant impact player, since I was only buying one. And he was the best. He wasn't the best, but he was the best I could get. But you know what? We've got a decent team. A lot of players I've kind of heard of, some I haven't. So again, that's the exciting part. So let's go through some of the main ones. And we'll look at our main goalkeeper. His name is Jasper. He's the guy they signed this summer. And he looks like a decent all-rounder. Good reflexes, good handling. He's a good all-rounder. He's like an improved version of a guy I had on my Munchen series. Go and watch it if you haven't. Up-off. He reminds me of Up-off. I don't know why. At left back, we've got Jose Gaya. That's what I always call him. Again, I get names wrong. Deal with it. Now, he's been one of them kids that, when he was younger, the last couple of years, like a go-to good left back you could buy. He's now 24, he's still worth 30 million, and he still looks decent. Well happy to have him. Over on the right, we've got Daniel Wass, a 30-year-old Danish player, 17 caps. But again, an all-round good defender. I wouldn't say he excels at anything. His anticipation, his speed, his tackling. Yeah, I mean, all could be better, but I think he's a good all-rounder. Over to the centre of defence, we've got Gabriel Paulista, who I think looks pretty tidy. And he looks like he means business. We've also got a guy that's been around the game for years. I can never say his name though, but he's one of them players that I've known about for ages. He's 32 years old. His contract's up at the end of this year. And again, I think he's a good player. Also got two other decent centre halves. I'll try and show you everyone at some point. I'm just conscious of time, especially on the episode 1. But like I said, we didn't have anyone natural. Pistori's only a 3-star there, right? This guy could play there, but I want him to play in the middle because that's where he's going to excel. He looked pretty good. Danny Parejo. Again, I've heard of this kid. He's not a kid much anymore. He's 30, but he looks like he's really come into a good player. Although he's passing, could take a penalty. Worth 40 mil. He's definitely going to be massively important to us. I'd been wondering where he went. I don't know why. I just didn't realise where he went. But he's the old Arsenal player, and he was decent. Wasn't he at Charlton as well? Wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. But he looks alright. Over on the left, we've got Mr. Guedes. That's what we're calling him. I am. 22-year-old Portuguese lad. Got a right set of ears on him. They definitely got away with me shouting at him in the sideline. Fucking run! We've also got this geezer, Dennis. I love that. Not even going to attempt his second aim. Left winger Russian. Again, looks like a good all-rounder. Guedes can also play the right wing. And we've also got this lad, Torres. It's probably one of our weakest areas, to be fair. I mean, there's a lot of work you can do with this team. I just ain't got the money, so I think this first year is just a case of we'll stick with this. We'll give this tactic a good go. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what cream rises. Who's shit? Who deserves a new contract? And it's just fingers crossed that in the summer I've got some money and I can start maybe going out and get some good young, high quality players. Going forward, apparently my best striker is 32-year-old Kev, the French lad. Who he seems alright, got a bit of speed off the ball, brilliant. Although I don't know why, but his face makes me think he's a big fella. He's only 5'8". We've also got Rodrigo, who looks pretty decent. His finishing's not that great, but he's fast. Yeah, I mean he's alright. I like he's off the ball as well. It's just he's not got much composure. And we've got 23-year-old Maxi Gomez, who is pretty sweet. He's got a good head on him. I think we've got a good spread here, and I think a lot of these players can switch positions as well. So it is what it is. I mean, we've got a few decent ones. When it came to the youth team, it was pretty average, I think. But we did have one player I liked enough to promote. And that was 18-year-old Lee Kang-in. I think he's got decent potential. He's probably the best potential in my youth team. He's South Korean, so if he gets a bit of exposure, we might sell a few shirts. And it was the fact that he can naturally play all over the middle, in the hole, in the centre behind the striker, on the left, on the right. I mean, he's not a world beater, but he's very handy. Look at his technique. Now we're going to go back in time again to June, just to show you the staff. Now that's it. And again, I don't have to tell you how much I think this is important. Basically, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip it to shit, and we're going to rebuild it and hopefully give ourselves an advantage. This is what I came up with. I can't improve the bloody data stuff. I never really can. You usually get the best you can and that's it. But when it came to everything else, again, I was really amazed. I think it shows you how easy it is this year. I never have any trouble getting max staff. Not really. Especially in countries like Germany and now Spain. It seems like even the bigger teams than us, like Barcelona and Real Madrid, don't have the best. Then on to my coaching team, and I didn't have him for a while. But I've gone back to my best friend, Philip Lau, as my assistant. There are probably better assistants out there. There are. But when you get some you like, and I love him, he just reminds me of my friend Parkera Gaming. He looks like Parkera. But I've got a good head of youth, great goalkeeping coaches, good fitness coaches, and a good coaching team with a good spread of every area. So yeah, we're on fire, man. The bookies have put us 4th, which is fair enough. We finished 4th last year. Atletico Madrid got a top-class manager, some really good players. They have a good team. We've got Sevilla behind us, Atletico Club Bilbao. And then, you know, it's a tough league. There's good teams here that can beat you on the day. I don't think it's got the depth of, let's say, the Premier League. I don't think any league in the world has. It's an exciting league. Now, of course, we're in the Super Cup. And again, things have changed, haven't they? I did not realise this because I'm pretty sure it was just like any other country. But it still hasn't happened at this point. It's beginning in January, Super Cup semi-final, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know why they've done it. They've tried to make it a bit more exciting. Is it better in the middle of the season? I don't know. The Spanish Cup hasn't started either. It's all kicking off in the second year. It's like the first part of the year, easy. Second half, bloody hell, Super Cups, Spanish Cups. If you're still in Europe, you've got the business end there, haven't you? Business end of the season. Nothing's happened. But we did play the Champions League and we didn't get out of Group H. When I first saw Group H, thought Liverpool guaranteed winners. Holy shit. But Atalanta and Porto, we'll do them. We'll do them. It was the most sketchy bloody group stage I've had in a long time. A long time. We got beat off Liverpool away. Got beat off Atalanta at home, which was just a right kick in the goalies. Our draws were against Atalanta. The one team I thought were bossing. I know they're pretty good actually, aren't they? Ish. I think I've heard decent things about them, but yeah, 4-4 against Porto. Although we did beat Liverpool at home. So it was just one of them random bloody group stages where you're like getting great victories against great teams, stupid bloody points drops against crap teams. And then even though we finished on 8 points with Atalanta, I don't know if it's because we've let more in or whatever. I'm guessing it must be because we scored 8, let in 8. They scored 6, let in 6. So that's all I can think. So we find ourselves in my favourite tournament, and I like this tournament. Got quite a good record in it. I've won quite a lot with different teams. I don't know why. I always think we're going on a good run. Have a few fluky games and go on and win it. So that'd be quite cool if I could win another. And we've drawn PSV. On to La Liga. And look where we are. Third. 44 points. Only 3 points off the top. We're in there. Only lost 2. Drawn 2. Won 14. Got Madrid 4 points behind us. And Sevilla. So all the big teams are up there. Real Betis as well. I remember them being big. Do you remember when they bought? Is it someone called Danielson for like 60 million? And I'm talking like 20 years ago. Atletico Club Bilbao, another great club with a Basque rule. They're up there, so it's nice to see. So Champions League had been a right disappointment, but the league had been great, and some of the players have been awesome. And this is my squad, arranged by average rating. And Xavier Pastore. Look at him, third best player. 8 goals, 6 assists, sorry. He's been better than I thought. I was a bit worried about him because no one really liked the sound of him. The scouts give him, he's not very professional, blah, 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 but he's settled. He fits it. He'll do me for what he's cost, he'll do me because I couldn't get anything else. And the one player I really thought was going to be good and I was hoping he was Danny. And he is. He's suspended in a minute, but he has been absolutely brilliant. And the left back, Gaya, I like him a lot. He's been great. The keeper's been decent. Very rare. I think it's very rare you have a keeper in the green. I think it is. Even when they were a good keeper. Money's disappearing. Like I've got nothing to spend. It's January transfer window anyway. It is rapidly leaving. And that's not my fault. So I'm guessing these things are paying off. And I don't know if it's a similar thing to Arsenal. Because they're getting that super stadium. Is that affecting the finances? If we look at the debt. We've got a net debt of 151 million. Is that for the stadium? It must be. I mean, look at that. So yeah, we've got lots to pay off. So, I mean, will I ever get a good chunk of money to really improve this squad? Or am I going to have to do a bit of real, like, player searching, like, bargain players? Well, the Super Cup happened and the Super Cup left quite quickly. We got beat in the Super Cup semi-final against Atletico Madrid. 1-0. Pretty boring game. Barcelona then beat Madrid in the final. 3-3 thriller. Barcelona won on penalties. So that's one trophy down, but could we win any more? Well, in the third round, we drew our own team. I didn't know that was a thing, but it is. Basically our B team, I think. And we battered them 3-1. We then played Cadiz, I think it is. Beat them 3-0. Happy days. I'm thinking, it's alright this. Some easy teams, isn't it? Could win it. Then we get another easy team, and they beat us. So we won't be retaining the Spanish Cup, unfortunately. That don't look good on me, does it? So it was on to PSV Eindhoven away, and we battered him 4-1. Great performance. Surely the next round was going to be easy. Yeah, it was easy enough. We beat them 2-1. Guedes getting both the goals. He had a good game there, to be fair. Outstanding performance. We got beat 2-0 in Rome by Roma, a team with Chris Smalling in its bloody first team 11, and he played brilliantly. Chris bloody Smalling is shit. So yeah, Pastore on his return back to Rome flopped. He also flopped at the home game, but the rest of the team didn't. Just him, weirdly. The rest of the team, as you can see, played outstanding, and we battered Roma 4-0, beating them 4-2 in aggregate and getting through to the next bastard round. Well, we're going to be heading back to Rome in the next round because we've drawn Lazio. On to La Liga, and we are still up there. Actually, we're second on 69 points, only a point behind Barcelona, although we do have Real Madrid only a point behind us, and then Atletico Madrid, so we could slip down to bloody fourth quite easily, but I think that top four now is starting to break away at this point from the rest. But to be part of that top four is great because I really want Champions League football again for the money, really. And obviously that's what I want to do. Part of this rebuild is to maybe win La Liga or the Champions League. So we've got to be in it to win it. We've got the best player in the league, by the way, Danny. I've heard of him in the past, but I don't know if he had a good year last year, and he's had an upgrade this year. Defensively as well, we are starting to improve. Nowhere near as good as Barcelona, but we're better. Going forward, we're even better. We're now the best attacking team in the league. Think who Real Madrid and Barcelona have got. Atletico Madrid. And you think I've got good players going forward. But this tactic, man, I like it. Now, I've reversed the dates in the league, so you won't be able to see some of them teams at the bottom, but you can see the results. So you can see all that green up until we played Real Madrid and Sevilla. We went back, had back-to-back defeats, and we went a pretty good run again. We got beat off. I don't know how we got beat off then. We've drawn a couple recently, but we scored quite a lot. And there's no plug-and-play tactic in the world at all. All right? There's a lot of other things you've got to do. You can't just get a tactic and click play. I don't believe. But this is a good one. Nothing's perfect. But I don't know what I like this. I gotta say, it's probably my favourite. You can see here now the squad is starting to get better, getting more green average ratings, overall average ratings. Danny has just been, he's been brilliant. I like it a lot. Pastore's dropped a little bit. If you look at goals, Maxi, Danny from midfield, Rodrigo from the wings, Guedes as well. Got a lot of goals in us, as you can see, with the top goal scoring team in the league. So let's go to the end of the season, and we'll start here with what is one of my most successful tournaments ever on this game, the Europa League, and we got beat at home off Lazio, who are an okay team, and they've got a great player in Savic, whatever his name is. He had a good game, to be fair, but I thought we were a better team on paper. We drew 1-1, we got beat 3-2 in aggregate, so yeah, I won't be winning the Europa League this time. And I won't be winning La Liga by 2 points. We first goal with one team about Javier Pastore took over Valencia, and we second. Good tactic. The staff, get good staff, and get your players trained right. Make a few good decisions. I mean, that was brilliant. Finish above Real Madrid by a point. Wow, it was a fun year. I really enjoyed playing this season. I was quite happy really because I want to play more. If I'd have won the league, it had been one episode and done. It would have. I would have just done that. But I think we've got something here. It's all about the money, though, isn't it? All about the money. I mean, we didn't get beat for the rest of the running. We were freaking brilliant. Them 3 defeats I showed you earlier were our only defeats. I mean, we drew with Madrid, and I mean, we just beat everyone else. We drew with Levante. Don't get me wrong. We drew a couple of games. I mean, if we had just won a couple of draws here or there, like just a goal here, an extra goal there, or something. I mean, beating Barcelona is fantastic. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking at that point we could win the league here. It's just dropping these kind of points. Do you know what I mean? Won that game, it'd be a different thing, wouldn't it? Although, by the 1st of June, I ain't got no money. So hopefully that's going to come in at some point. Barcelona won the Spanish Cup, so they had a great season. It's going to be tough to try and knock them off their perch. They've got some fantastic players, so to go toe-to-toe with them and even beat them in games, that's been brilliant. This is my squad and it's decent. We've got to play them on loan, and maybe that's what I'm going to have to do next year. Maybe I will have to go for loans if no money comes in at any point, which I think it should. But if it doesn't, I might have to go down the loan route if I can. I've got a couple of players' contracts coming up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to renew them. I haven't really got out in the youth team, but I've got a good core of good players. So it's just going to have to be a bit of wheeling and dealing. So there we have it. That is the end of episode 1 of Rebuilding Valencia. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button. It really helps me, helps the episode, helps my channel, helps the series. More people can find it if you take that couple of seconds just to hit that thumbs up. It really does help me, so thank you. If you're new, feel free to subscribe, and if you've just subscribed, again, thank you. I'm on the road to 13,000 subs. Hopefully I'll get there soon with your support. Also, quick update, we've got more Munchkin Club coming quickly. We're going to have another episode of this, hopefully coming quickly. And again, like I said, we're going to have a 4th episode of Swansea. I've just got to play that though. I've got an American database coming out soon that you're going to be able to download and play. Reimagined Premier League in America. And I'm going to have a couple of stories, but they're probably going to be towards February. Just because of time, really. It's a time thing. So, yeah, thank you. You're amazing. I love every single one of you. I'm Bood. See you next time.